The argument of nothing to hide suggests that people should not worry or resist surveillance programs unless they're concerned about their illegal activities being exposed. Supporters of this idea argue that average citizens should not fear government monitoring if they're law. Abiding this theory found its early presence in literature, including Henry James' 1888 novel, The Reverberator, and Upton Sinclair's 1917 book, The Prophets of Religion. The phrase, "if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear," is often used to defend closed-circuit television monitoring in the UK. This argument is repeatedly brought up in privacy debates. Legal scholar Jeffrey Stone and data security expert Bruce Schneier have criticized its omnipresence. Author Colin J. Bennett agrees, explaining that many people unfoundedly believe surveillance is targeted at wrongdoers rather than the general public, despite extensive evidence to the contrary. Studies by researchers in Avisu, Andrew Clement, and Jane Aspinall point out that people of higher socioeconomic status tend not to worry about surveillance as much as their less fortunate peers. Additionally, in a study examining privacy, enhancing technology, these researchers attributed a lack of concern about user privacy to the dissemination of the nothing to hide argument. In a discourse around the right to privacy, Edward Snowden draws a comparison between privacy and free speech, implying that not having anything to hide shouldn't justify dismissing the importance of privacy. This, he reiterates, is a right that the government has a responsibility to safeguard. In a similar tone, Daniel J. Solove argues in an article for the Chronicle of Higher Education that such dismissive attitude can lead to personal harm through information leakages or denial of access to services. He maintains that government errors can gravely affect one's personal life. Furthermore, Adam D. Moore, author of Privacy Rights, Moral and Legal Foundations, states that privacy rights cannot merely be traded for security, underlining that such practices disproportionately affect certain societal groups based on physical appearance, ethnic background, sexual orientation, or religious beliefs. Computer security expert and cryptographer Bruce Schneier vividly emphasizes, borrowing a quote attributed to Cardinal Richelieu, that any government can misuse personal information to criminally charge or blackmail an individual. He contends that the real issue at hand is liberty versus control, rather than security versus privacy. Likewise, Harvey A. Silverglatte calculated that an average American unknowingly commits around 3 felonies daily. Philosopher and psychoanalyst Emilio Mordini argues the psychological need for privacy, stating that the process of creating private, inaccessible spaces contributes to our development as individuals. Supporting this view, Julian Assange states that mass surveillance can affect even the most ordinary people when society's governance takes a turn for the worse. Similarly, law professor Ignacio Cufone indicates that irrelevant information disclosed during revelation of relevant information can potentially lead to discrimination, for it infringes on privacy. Countering the nothing to hide argument, the Indian Supreme Court has upheld that the right to privacy is a fundamental right of all Indian citizens.